I did this recipe when I was a chef on a research vessel, and we would sail from Wilmington, North Carolina to Savannah, Georgia to the Bahamas, and the crew would love this for breakfast. So this is near and dear to my heart. This is the grilled grapefruit with rum whipped cream. Let's get it. First thing we're gonna do, you wanna find some nice grapefruits, right? Okay, so I like the pink or the red, and we're gonna slice it in half. Look at that, beautiful stuff. And you know, they sell cool knives to cut in between the segments, but I just have a little serrated paring knife, and the idea here is to not cut through any of those lines, but just to kind of trace around it. And this is what makes it really fun and easy to eat, especially the big ones. But it also allows the brown sugar to drive rather down in and around and really sweeten this very tart and beautiful grapefruit. So we're just gonna trace all these edges, making kind of like individual supremes, if you will. While we're doing this, I am stabilizing a Kamado Joe. You can do direct or indirect in this, especially if you put these in a cast iron pan at 450 to 500 degrees. All right, now that we've got all of our individual supremes cut out, we're gonna pack a little brown sugar. You can use light brown sugar or dark brown sugar. We're just gonna kind of go right on top. And as I'm pressing this down, I'm kind of working the sides a little bit. And as it gets wet, it starts accepting it. See the little bubbles coming up, that's a good sign. And we will repeat that process for as many grapefruit pieces as we have. Word to the wise, always do 2 or 3 more grapefruits than you have people you're serving, because somebody's gonna want another one of these. Next, we're gonna take our microplane and just put a little cinnamon right on top. Starting to smell that cinnamon in the air. Oh, lovely. Next you're gonna place these evenly. You don't want them tipping over, because that juice is just stunning stuff. See the juice is running out there? You wanna make sure and keep these babies level, because you wanna save all of that juice. Now that we're all jam-packed in there and looking strong, let's pop it in the oven. Well, sorry, we're baking a lot on the Kamado Joe today, so we're gonna use the Kamado Joe as an oven. Here we go. But one of the beauties of using your KJ for baking is that you're picking up that natural lump charcoal flavor. I used to cap these with individual pieces of aluminum foil. After doing it for years, I found out that was a waste of time. So we're gonna keep them just like this, close the dome, and check back in 20 minutes. So the rum whipped cream is a huge part of this dessert. And again, there's not a lot of moving parts here, so it plays a pretty big role. Whenever I'm making whipped cream by hand, and I swear by doing it by hand, it's a lot better than buying the cans and just, you know, I'm not into that. But look, I'm already halfway there. I'm making a back and forth Z formation. And I don't want to add my powdered sugar quite yet. I'm gonna wait till I get to a soft peak. And all you're trying to do is whip air into the cream. All right, now that we've reached sort of almost a soft peak, I wanna add in the powdered sugar and just incorporate that a little bit. Now that we're pretty much at a stiff peak, you gotta test it. You're gonna flip it upside down over your head, and we're good. All right. A little bit of vanilla, not much, and a little bit of rum. Beautiful. Whip to incorporate. So the rum's already got a little bit of vanilla in it, but I really prefer to use a Madagascar vanilla, and it's gonna pull out some interesting notes and really accentuate that sweet and sour grapefruit going on. And the rum, well, you always need more rum. There it is. Let's check out our grapefruits Oh yeah. Notice how the sides have shrunken down a little bit. All of the individual supremes are pronounced and raised up. This is looking beautiful. I think we've got about 2 to 3 more minutes. Notice how the bubbles here are starting to get brown. You want to get this out of there before that burns up, just because it's a pain to clean that pan. We'll give it 2 more minutes. Oh, the aromas. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. Try not to spill the juice in the center and just transfer to a presentation plate or platter. Now, before we put our whipped cream on there, we need to cool it down for just a minute, because if you plop the whipped cream on there and let it set, the heat's gonna make it melt in, and you're gonna lose some of the presentation. So let's say we were ready to present this, now would be the time to knock it on there. If it's cooled off just a minute, let's do it. Let's do it. Right in the center. Rum whipped cream directly on the brown sugar grapefruit. This is lush. I love using these spoons that have the little ridges on. You don't have to, but you just serve them up as is. They go in. Oh, look at that bite. That's it. Food transports you. You know, just like grapefruit in the real world, that juice is like dessert, you know, so eat the whole thing, squeeze it in there. Remember, I gave you this tip earlier, don't forget to bake a couple extra ones on the grill, because somebody's gonna want 1 or 2. So look at that, I gotta go in for seconds. Money in the bank. You know, that whipped cream, don't skip out on the whipped cream. There's a fat content that just changes the whole complexity of it, mouthfeel. Absolutely stunning. Not a lot of moving parts here, folks, but simple things done perfectly win every time. Grilled grapefruit with rum whipped cream. That's a 10 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed cooking this for you, it's a blast from my past. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please do leave a comment. From our backyard to yours, cheers and happy grilling.